What's up and welcome to Versus Battle Cards. We've got a fierce fight this time. While their powers and abilities may not match up too well, where they come from will give you all the answers you need. Little orphan girls who were shunned and outcasted by society, being viewed as destructive monsters. But there was a diamond in the rough for each who could see their potential. Their kindness inspired these two to grow up, perform incredible feats, and gain the respect and admiration of those who once shunned them, becoming their new protectors with their fierce new crews. It's Captain Beidou of the Crux versus Master Tigress of the Furious Five. According to the Discord poll, Captain Beidou will be leading her crew to victory, but Master Tigress does have her fans. So let's take a deeper look and settle this. Captain Beidou may not be a master of or have any form of hand-to-hand combat techniques, but she more than makes up for it with her giant sword. Her main claymore is called the Black Cliff Slasher, but there's a wide variety she can choose from. A lot of these claymores also come with bonus effects like increased strength or enhanced healing, and a rare few come with extra abilities like the Skyward Pride, which shoots gusts of wind with every swing. On its own, the sword is already pretty cool, but Beidou also has elemental mastery with her Electro Vision. This allows her to fuel her weapon with lightning and electricity-based attacks, like the Tide Collar, where Beidou creates an electric shield that can absorb enemy attacks and then release it back even stronger. Then there's her Elemental Burst, Stormbreaker, which surrounds her in an aura of electricity that's so strong it can damage foes just by standing next to them. It also infuses all of her sword swings with electro energy and makes her resistant to electric attacks herself. Vision aside, Beidou herself is just a really strong fighter. Taking damage will only make her fight back harder. And as for mobility, she can either use her trusty glider to get a safe ride down from wherever she's jumping from, or she can transform herself into a ball of elemental energy and zip around. And if all of that ain't enough and she's still having a hard time, she can just have a quick meal to boost her stats or heal herself. As we move on to Master Tigress, she has no need for a sword. Her best weapons are her fists. As her name implies, Tigress uses tiger-style kung fu, which relies on acrobatic kicks, low wide stances, and incredible footwork. She was also trained by Shifu to specifically focus on precision, so she never misses her target. And as an added bonus, due to being an actual tiger, she can use her claws to slash with every strike. Tigress is absolutely devoted to kung fu and her craft. It's pretty much all she ever thinks about. She dedicated about 20 years of her life to punching ironwood trees so she could train herself to no longer feel pain. Just remember, that doesn't mean she's invincible. And last but not least, Tigress has gained mastery over Chi, the natural living energy that flows through all things. With Chi, she can either heal herself or others, give her Chi to others, or take the Chi of others and keep it for herself. We haven't seen her do that last one, but it is possible. As for the winner of this category, I'm gonna have to say it's Beidou. While Tigress does have her kung fu, which undoubtedly gives her a large moveset of hand-to-hand techniques compared to Beidou's sword swings, Beidou's elemental mastery and other abilities, such as creating force fields for counterattacks or getting stronger the more damage she takes, combined with her gliding gear and stat-boosting food, it'd just be too much. Now Tigress does have her Chi, which can heal herself, but Beidou's healing food could also potentially increase her speed, increase her strength and defense, her elemental mastery, and even boost her stamina if she's getting tired. But let's see what the YouTube predictions are thinking. Beidou and Tigress are about tied up in speed. For Beidou, her quickness is pretty easy to deduce, her vision is electro, and as such most of her attacks use lightning or electricity. And of course she can react to the attacks of other electro-vision users. And if you're a bit skeptical of this electro and lightning magic, Beidou is capable of reacting to and countering real lightning from the sky. As for Tigress, without even looking, she's able to catch arrows speeding towards her. She should also scale to Po up until his final battle with Kai. Po is quick enough to react to cannonball shots and redirect them, he can run so fast his hands ignite at Mach 5, and Po too, just like Beidou, can react to lightning at point-blank range. Now there are several Genshin characters who can react to what appears to be beams of light. But oftentimes these things never behave like real actual lasers, and if we can be skeptical of the electricity magic, we also have to be skeptical of this vague light beam magic. So Beidou could potentially be faster, but according to the actual numbers, it's a draw. For strength, Genshin is pretty tricky. There's so many amazing things that happen in this series, but most of it is told to us through text, with no visuals to accompany them. However, we do know that Beidou was able to defeat the sea monster Haishan, who was comparable to other monsters that required the help of Rex Lapis to take down. An Archon who could create mountains with his spears and should be similar to other Archons like Raiden Shogun who can split islands. Now Beidou obviously isn't on the same level as an Archon, but she did perform this incredible feat without even having a vision. In fact, this feat is what earned her Electrovision in the first place. That combined with the fact that lesser characters like Shenhei are able to create storms and blizzards, and Beidou should at least be close to that Archon level. As we move on to Tigress, you may be familiar with some multiversal Poe feats that I've talked about before. However, this happened all the way in the Paws of Destiny series where Tigress was absent, and she hasn't had an opportunity to fight or spar with Poe since then, so she can't really scale. In fact, Poe might not even scale anymore. Kung Fu Panda 4 is looking like it's about to retcon all of that. That doesn't mean she's weak though. Tigress has survived a blast from Lord Shin's cannon, which was powerful enough to one-shot other Kung Fu masters and destroy the harbor of Gongmin City. She can shatter large boulders, and she even fought pretty well against Tai Lung, whose chi is so potent it could cover the entire Valley of Peace. And she can still scale to Poe in the first 3 Kung Fu Panda movies where he survived being punched through a giant skyscraper-sized pile of rock. In the end though, I'm gonna have to give this category to Beidou. Slaying monsters that require the help of island-splitting Archons before she even had her own vision? That's pretty insane. Tigress can somewhat scale to Tai Lung, whose chi could cover entire mountains, but that's not quite the same level. Let's see what the Discord predictions think. And this final category is a win for Tigress. Now don't get me wrong, Beidou is very skilled with her sword, with her vision, and has been on tons of adventures. But Kung Fu is Tigress's entire life. She's spent entire decades training and practicing and perfecting her craft. She's been taking in the wisdom of Master Shifu and Master Oogway ever since she was a tiger cub, crafting herself into the ultimate warrior and leading her team the Furious Five on many adventures. Intelligence-wise, they should be on the same level, but specifically in combat, Tigress should take the edge there too. She's more strategic, more focused and precise, and she's received proper training. Beidou hasn't. But despite Tigress's impressive skills, the winner of this fight is Captain Beidou. Tigress's maximum power could potentially move mountains, but Beidou's power mimics the Archons who could split entire islands. Though Tigress has an impressive moveset with all of her Kung Fu techniques, Beidou's weapons, vision, and traversal gear would keep the tiger on her toes. Not to mention she can even heal herself or gain stat boosts by consuming food. Tigress's chi can only heal. Ultimately, Tigress is quite a mighty opponent. With her incredible Kung Fu skills and being able to match Beidou's speed, she'd be a very hard one to put down. Thankfully, Beidou has the power and the tools to do so. The winner is Captain Beidou. But let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with this outcome? And thank you for predicting in this episode. Be sure to predict the next one down in the comments below, in my Discord server, voting in the Discord poll, or making a video prediction. Next time on Versus Battle Cards, we have a Battle of the Bands. 2 virtual groups with 4 members each. And that's about it for connections. For our first ever band brawl, we have the Gorillas versus your favorite Martian.